In this video, we'll be going over the instructions for the balancing chemical equations practice using Bede's lab. So what you'll be doing is you'll be setting up the balanced equations with beads on the whiteboards, and then you'll be showing your work using colored pencils on the lab sheet as you work through it. So the first thing you're going to need to do when you start a problem is you need to choose what color is going to represent what element. So off to the side, you're going to write that. So I'm going to put K in blue off to the side. I'm going to put Cl in green off to the side. And I'm going to put O in red off to the side, because those are the different colors that I'm going to use to represent it. Then I'm going to set up my whiteboard. I'm going to write KClO3. And then I'm going to have my arrow. And then I have KCl plus O2. Okay, so now it's set up. Then I'm going to build one of each thing to start off with. So for KClO3, I need one blue, because I have one K. I need one Cl, so I need one green. And then I need 3 oxygen. Notice that as I'm laying them on here, they're all touching because they're all one singular molecule. So I have made one set of KClO3. Then on the other side, I have KCl, so I'm going to have a blue and a green touching. And then I have O2, so I'm going to have 2 reds touching. When I look at these, I can clearly see that chlorine and potassium, my K and my Cl, are already balanced, but my oxygen isn't. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do. The easiest number to get to between 3 on one side and 2 on the other would be to make them both have 6. So to do that, I have to build a whole nother KClO3, because you always have to add them in the form of the entire molecule. So to add 3 more, I have to add the whole molecule. So now I need to add a coefficient in the front, because I have 2 molecules of KClO3. Then looking at this, I need to balance the other side. Since I made 2 of them, that means that I now need to have 2 KCl's. So I build another one and I add a coefficient. And then to get to 6 for the oxygen, I'm actually going to build 2 whole more sets of each, so that I have 3 sets total. And I'm going to put a 3 as my coefficient. Now, when I look at my whiteboard, I can count up my colors and make sure it's balanced. I have 2 greens on one side and 2 greens on the other. I have 2 blues on one side and 2 blues on the other. 6 reds on one side, 6 reds on the other. So that means that it is balanced. So I'm going to go back to my worksheet, and I'm going to add my coefficients. I'm going to have a 2, I'm going to have a 2, I'm going to have a 3 on my worksheet. Then I need to draw pictures of what I built. So I'm going to draw exactly how they were built, with the right things touching and looking like molecules. I'm adding the colors, and I'm making sure that my representation clearly shows that I had a blue, a green, and 3 reds in each of those molecules. I had a blue and a green in each of the KCl molecules. And then for O2, so that you can tell, you just put them close together, but you don't have to have them touching, because then you couldn't see it, that there were 6 of them. Okay, and again, when I'm looking at this, I'm showing that this is one molecule and this is one molecule. That's why I have 2. KCl, KCl, that's why I have 2. O2, 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 that's why I have 3. And they are now balanced. Okay, so you're going to do this for each of your different examples on the worksheet. If you have gigantic numbers, you might have gone too far. So you're trying to make the simplest form of each one. And that wraps up the instructions for the balancing chemical equations practice using beads.